President, I'd like to recognize now the acceptance speech of our Honorable Senate President, no other than Vicente C. Sotto III. Mr. President, I move to recognize.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the Senate President, Vicente Sotto III, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 to 4, quote, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of the others." End of quote. Mr. President, I am deeply humbled and sincerely grateful to the Almighty Father, also to the Senate President, Francis G. Escudero, who administered my oath today, and to you, my esteemed colleagues, who reposed your trust and confidence in me and in my capability to again lead this august chamber at this crucial and challenging time. Our people are enraged of corruption that is now seen, heard, and felt by the Filipinos more than ever. The failed flood control projects that's supposed to protect the lives, livelihood, and properties of our countrymen, the dilapidated classrooms for our students, and the lack of quality farm-to-market roads to aid our farmers, all are engulfed in corruption, hindering the progress of the nation as a whole. In 2018, the Senate, when I was Senate President, firmly stood in its ground, opposing the unconstitutional realignments made in the 2019 budget after the bicameral conference committee report was ratified. These realignments amounting to 75 billion pesos were vetoed by then President Duterte in accordance to the Senate's appeal and findings. Also, the funding of the free tertiary education, which triggered the law of Senator Bam Aquino and the others, is the result of the strict scrutiny of the budget by Senator Pampilo Lacson, where he found some floating budget amounting to 8.3 billion pesos in 2017. Mr. President, corruption is now perceived by our people to be in the whole of government. But with the political will of those in position and together with the vigilance and clamor from the public, we can fight this and bring transparency and true accountability that our nation deserves. You have gifted me with the honor of being your Senate President the second time around. To reiterate my statement from my previous election, I did not become your superior. I am simply a presider of your session. I am your listener, your advisor, if you so desire, your enabler for anything within my power to do so. I am primus inter pares, or first among equals, but among equals. In 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 2 and 3, and I quote, "Be shepherds of God's flock that is under your care, watching over them, not because you must, but because you are willing, as God wants you to be, not pursuing dishonest gain, but eager to serve, not lording it over those entrusted to you, but by being examples of the flock." End of quote. So as I said before, I will do everything in my capacity to ensure that this Senate will remain cooperative but independent, balanced, transparent, and sincere. Thus, I am guided by Proverbs 3. In everything you do, put God first, and He will direct you and crown your efforts with success. Allow me to also thank my family, especially my wife Helen, for her unconditional love and unwavering support. Dala ko po ang aral mula sa aking mga magulang at mga ninuno na nauna rito magsilbi sa bayan dito sa Senado. Maraming salamat sa Panginoon Diyos at dasal ko ang patuloy niyang proteksyon at gabay sa ating institusyon at sa ating bansa. Thank you very much, Mr. President, my esteemed colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, Senate President Soto. Session is suspended.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for the latest hot news of the press.